my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 125 of The Best Plus Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is Doggone it, Pumpkin. Let's make Magnus treats. Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think they would help. With that being said, here's our list of things to do today. We're going to do our daily affirmations for 2 weeks worth. We're going to talk about self-care because it's so important. And we're talking about making pumpkin doggy treats for my little pooch. Because you know what? He's a pretty good guy. And he deserves some treats. So, I'm going to clear my throat here because can't seem to get rid of raspiness. Okay, so first I'm going to start with the daily affirmations. Then I'm going to give you the recipe for the treats, just in case y'all want to make some for your pets. I'm going to talk about the book I just finished called Cartwheeling in Thunderstorms. And probably next episode will be the cookbook and first look of the one we've already started. I just wanted to take a break between segments so that it's not every time I'm doing an episode I'm doing a cookbook and first look. So we're going to start with the 14th of June. I forgot what month it was. And I have all the energy and confidence I need to make the most of today. The 15th, my positive, beneficial energy makes me powerful. Excuse me. The 16th, I radiate confidence, positiveness, and readiness toward everyone around me. The 17th, I reject negativity. I let go of what no longer serves me. And that was my sister-in-law's 55th birthday. Whoop, skipped one. For the 18th, a powerful aura of energy and light surrounds me. Wow, that font was messing with me. The 19th, I am open to receiving beneficial energy from the universe. The 20th, I focus on the thoughts that empower and uplift me. I release thoughts that drain me and bring me down. The 21st, my thoughts are clear, open, and uplifting. They nourish my mind and soul. The 22nd, I'm grateful for the blessing I already have and the blessings that come to me throughout each day. The 23rd, I am a magnet for good thoughts and energy. Everything I need flows through me. Man, I'm having a rough one. I am on the path to becoming my best self and living my best life. I will embrace every step along the way. That was the 24th. The 25th, I am worthy of good things. I have a right to comfort and prosperity. Of course, yesterday's isn't available again. And today's is, I am beautiful, I am unique, I have a wonderful sense of humor, I am truly special. Okay, so now it's going to give me a hard time. I don't know why it does that. It's always right before I have to do this. So yesterday's what? I am ready to fill my heart and mind with energy and live with satisfaction and peace. And that was, I wrote it actually wrong on the thing. I put, I'm ready to fill my life, my heart. Anyway, so there you go. And then the recipe for our pumpkin dog treats that don't just have pumpkin in them, but I guess they needed to, make sure the name wasn't too long. Okay, so pumpkin dog treats have a half a cup pumpkin puree, a quarter cup of applesauce, 3 tablespoons of peanut butter, and be careful of what peanut butter you use. It can't have xylitol in it, I believe is how you pronounce it. I could be wrong, but double check and make sure. 1 egg, 2 cups whole wheat flour, a quarter teaspoon of salt, and a quarter teaspoon of baking soda. Prepare a sheet pan by lining it with parchment paper and preheat oven to 350. Using mixer, beat together the pumpkin, applesauce, peanut butter, and egg. Mix in flour, salt, and baking soda.
Beat until just combined, and then roll out dough on floured surface. Knead the dough together if it doesn't come together all the way. And then once you've rolled them out, you cut them into with a cookie cutter and evenly spread them on a prepared sheet. Bake in oven for 15 to 25 minutes until they reach your desired level of hardness. I just bit my cheek. Let treats cool completely before serving.
So there you go. Pretty simple enough. I think I have all that over there. But my goodness gracious, this is annoying. I don't know why I don't have this light on. And we're going to be talking about self-care because I feel like I'm in one of those moods to kind of step back and say to myself, okay, you're draining yourself? Something. I don't know. Okay, so what we're going to start with is the peanut butter, the pumpkin. The applesauce I'm using is unsweetened, non-sweetened, I don't know, and the egg. My puppy's been, hey, I'm making you treats. You can't be barking now. Ah, bah, bah, bah. Hey, that worked. Okay, so here's the pumpkin. Alright, come on. Oh, I think it got, oh my gracious. My pumpkin got frozen in the refrigerator. It doesn't happen very often, and the weird thing is like when it's in the can, it doesn't get frozen. But, you know, I just had it open. I didn't have it covered with anything, this plastic container, and it's frozen. That's crazy. I don't even know if that feels like a half a cup. I also didn't see if it said how many, treats I'm supposed to get out of this, but she said to use a bone-shaped, cookie cutter. Well, I didn't have one, and I didn't really want them that big. I was going to use them more as like a treat. So guess what I had? I have a little pumpkin cookie cutter. So those are the size treats that I'm going to make. Hopefully, I'm going to get this all together, and then I'm basically going to just mix it all off camera, just so the blending isn't annoying all of us. Okay. So what's going to happen is I'm going to blend all of the wet, I think. Did it even say? Yes, it did say use the mixer. Okay. And then I'm going to put in the flour, salt, and baking soda, and actually I'm going to mix those things together and kind of whisk them. And then I will, mix that in there as well. Just so you know what I'm doing. I guess I didn't need this big of a bowl either. So how y'all doing? Let me talk to you about the lemon pistachio, or the pistachio lemon cake. It was amazing. It was delicious. I would say it would tone down the lemon just a scotch. Peyton, how did you like the cake? It was very yummy. Man, she ate hers with ice cream. Like she warmed up the cake and then she ate it with ice cream, and she said that was really good. So that was our last endeavor. And now I decided, why not give my puppy some deliciousness too, right? Puppies need yummies too, right, Max? Yeah. We had a vet visit recently to get all his shots and everything, and then we cut his paw. He will not go in the vet's building to save his life. And we thought he was coming, and then he stopped moving, and I had kept pulling, and we hurt his paw a little bit. So it was a little bit of a traumatic experience, to say the least. So I think he deserves a little something for his troubles. But I will be back shortly after I've mixed pretty much everything together.
All right, let me be back in a few.
All right, my people, I'm back. Here's our dough. I'm trying not to touch it too much because, one, it's got peanuts in it, peanut butter, and two, it's very sticky. But I'm going to show you. There it is in all its glory. I'm not sure these flavors really go well together, but hey, it's better than giving my dog stuff with crap in it, or that I don't know what it is, you know. So thought I had enough flour down here. This stuff is pretty sticky, so let me get this down here. Okay. Okay, so it's working pretty good. It's. I did end up putting a little bit more pumpkin in. I honestly felt like my half cup was a little shy. So, plus the dough was a little drier than I think it's supposed to be. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. But it's working really nicely. It's still keeping its kind of soft texture, even though I'm playing with it, and even though I put a good amount of flour on it. So I think it's gonna work out perfectly. I'm just trying to get it into a shape. I wish I would have put my flour closer. Just trying to get into a shape before I start rolling, so I am dealing with kind of a rectangular beast here. I'm not great at rolling. I never claimed to be. I've never enjoyed like rolling out cookies. I do it because I know other people like to do it, so I do it. But for the most part, I would just love for cookie dough to already come in sheets if it's one that needs to be cut with a cookie cutter. But what are you gonna do? You know, you do it for the people you love because they love it, and I love doing it with them, so it makes it more enjoyable. And since I'm doing it for my puppy, somebody I love, it's worth it. Now, my shape here is not so great, and she doesn't really say like how much to roll it out, like how thin they should be, based on, and maybe that's why there's such a difference in the cook time, is that, you know, it was 15 to 25 minutes. That's a big jump, so it's not out of the question that if you have thicker ones, it would take more towards the 25-minute mark. But my dough is neither pretty nor in any kind of shape after all that finagling. But, you know, this working with my hands and everything does bring up a good point about self-care and how working with your hands, doing something creative, or at least taking your brain, I like to call it taking your brain out of the equation, because I feel like exercise does that in a sense. Like, it's a meditation to me, maybe a little bit. I don't know that everybody gets the same feelings about exercise as I do. Oh boy. Okay. I see one dilemma, that I didn't have enough flour on this section of the counter, and now this first one I cut is pretty much stuck to the counter. But so doing things like this where I need to be focused, and that's a pretty good width. I think it probably should puff up a little bit. There is egg in there, although egg is a little lighter. But I find that it takes you focus to do things with your hands that require, you know, any kind of
Um, see, now this one's thicker than that one. Oh boy. Anywho, see, took my brain out of the equation and I can't even speak right. So that is the gist of what we're doing here, is making these little pumpkin. Ooh, this one's gonna come right up. I had every hope. Yeah, they keep getting thicker and thicker. So somewhere in this middle here, there's a section that seems to be a little fatter. But I'm just gonna talk to you about self-care while I'm doing this. That way we're accomplishing two things at one time. And self-care can somehow seem related to other people and other things, but there's an enjoyment or a focus that helps you to feel, hey, I am doing something for myself, for someone else, that makes me feel good. And that is, in a sense, what self-care is about. Making yourself feel better. So there's nothing wrong with doing something for someone else that makes you feel better. Somebody always says that, well, that's not the true definition of like helping someone, because you're getting something out of it. But let's face it, there's really no way to kind of, do something for someone and not get some sense of satisfaction, especially if they love it or they're so appreciative. It makes you feel good, and that, in a sense, is what we're all doing here on this big round planet of ours. And I would always say that self-care is about yourself, so please do that first. Do what is going to make you feel comfortable and a little bit, calm and, less stressed, less anxiety, maybe get sleep that you've been dying to get. So those are all things, a bath, me and my Epsom salts. I say they are what have kept me going. That that gives you that kind of release from your nerves and your muscles and your joints, and it just gives you a calm, peaceful moment. You can close your eyes, you can listen to music. I listen to podcasts personally, but a lot of times I have fallen asleep and missed a good episode, but the sleep was warranted, so I went with it. Anytime you are relaxed enough that your body says, oh, I can sleep now, is a good moment. Especially when you have nerves that never stop firing, that constantly keep you awake or keep you anxious or keep you stressed. So those are all important factors in, taking that self-care to the appropriate level, to the right. You don't want to go out and retail shop when the last thing you want to do is be in a crowd or, So listen to what your body's telling you. A lot of times it's telling you exactly what you need, or it's just giving it to you and you're not taking full advantage of it. Things like that are signs that your body is sending you that we all need to kind of pay attention to. I am one of, when I eat something, I like to see how my body responds, to see, oh yeah, I can eat that again, or nope, my body did not like that at all. So those are all things that, signals that your body is supposed to send you that you should be paying attention to.
And it doesn't even have to be things you eat. It could be things you do. You know, if you're a gardener, but you notice, gardening makes your knees hurt. You either got to figure out a different way to do it, or, yeah. I'm just going to say figure out a different way to do it. Because I would never want to take somebody's, joy away. Or to say, because I've been there. I've had things I can't do anymore. And needless to say, it pisses me off. Like, I feel like I'm letting the beast win in a sense, right? So, I don't like to give in to its demands, typically. But sometimes, your body says, oh, sorry, can't ignore this one. And those are the days that self-care is extremely warranted and probably way past due. And one of those days where if you sat down and closed your eyes for 2 seconds, you'd either fall asleep or at least look comatose enough to at least let the brain relax and not think for a while. That's what I think of when I think of self-care. I guess I'd like to know what you all think self-care entails. And it can be just about anything. A trip to the salon, where to get your nails done, getting a tattoo. Yeah, that's my next big venture. I got some more tattoos I want. So, I just don't want to go by myself. I like sharing. So, waited a long time. So, I think that covers self-care for now. I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch me do these until I finish, because I have a feeling I'm gonna be here a while. But I figured it was a good way to keep my hands busy and talk to you at the same time. Alright, well, I'm going to put you on hold while I finish these up. And I'm going to come back as I'm putting the first batch into the oven. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Alright, my peoples, I'm ready to put them in. I got this many. I got quite a few. They came out really nice. They rolled really well. I'm trying to decide if I want to put them both in together. I think I'm going to do one at a time. Just because when I'm baking stuff, I really hate putting stuff on that lower shelf. So I'm going to do the 15. Maybe I'll start with 10 just because mine are smaller than she recommended. And we'll go from there. But really super easy to roll out. I wish like sugar cookies and stuff like that were easier. Maybe I've learned some things doing this one. So maybe sugar cookies and gingerbread will be a lot easier. So yeah, I was gonna go over cartwheeling and thunderstorms, but I'm thinking I should probably wait to go over that with you when I do the special segment. But what I would like to say about the book overall is it, like I was telling you when I introduced it, was that it is such a, it's not a colorful book, but the descriptions and the way she makes you visualize things is so colorful in my mind that I really appreciate the way that she writes, and I'm going to have to read some of her other things. I do want to read the one that's listed here, author of something, but I don't have my glasses on. Author of Rooftoppers. So I'll keep you posted on if those particular writings are similar. I like when I can learn a bit about history or people from history. So I will be holding back on I guess I could tell you the name of the book. I don't know. Maybe I should keep that a secret too. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on how I'm going to do this because this is a new
segment, so I'm trying to figure out how to go about, integrating it without giving too much away before that segment happens, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So we're gonna let these go. I think I'm gonna take another break. I will go back to self-care for a minute because I want to talk to you about exercise and stretching, and all those things are all part of self-care. And hopefully when I come back from my break, this little smidge of a break while these are cooking, that I will remember what I just said. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. Hey, I'm back. I'm just doing the 10 minutes because mine are so on the thinner side, I think, and not as big as far as total size, because their bones she made were about that big. So I'm guessing mine are done. I did 10 minutes. Of course, I can't do that. Try. But they don't look any different than when I put them in, really, except that they're good but harder. I'm gonna let them cool and see what happens. Not completely. I'm just gonna test them for a little bit, and we'll see what happens. If they're not done enough, and as long as they're still warm, I will put them back in. But we'll just see how it plays out. So exercise, stretching, and of course, has to do with self-care just as much as anything else, and I would say maybe more. Only because there's such a catharticism, if that's a word. Maybe I made it up. To walking. I've told you many times I like to walk and talk out loud. I'm not doing it like crazy or flailing my arms in the air or anything of that nature, but I am speaking to myself. I am essentially giving myself advice, things that I have but I have given to other people, and have been told it has helped. So that kind of exercise, I'm not talking about strenuous, although if you're frustrated, gosh, these birds are really getting into the conversation. If you're, I have my windows open if you can't tell. So if you're frustrated, annoyed, pissed off, sad, depressed, there's something to be said for getting out your frustration with a little bit of, a punching bag or some weights. Some weights that are more than just like a couple pounds. Some weight that's going to make you feel like you could lift the entire planet and throw it as far as you could throw it. Obviously you can't do that, but So that aspect of exercise where you are thinking more about how to work through something than you are about the physicality of it or how heavy it is, or that you're even lifting something, a lot of times it becomes like a meditation to me in and of itself, because I will stop counting and I'll be processing. I'll be constantly going, okay, I can see that, or I'm constantly working through like how to handle something, or what to say to someone, or how to deal with something next. It all becomes, I just want to check them now since they've been out. They might be a little too soft. I might put them on the bottom shelf of the oven just for a little bit. But those are all things that I feel like have served me well in the past. And then of course when I'm done, the stretching has definitely played an important part of working through that whole thing, because once you're done working out, you definitely need to release any built up lactic acid or just residual soreness from lifting. Those are all things that come in play when you're stretching and you feel that muscle kind of go and it releases. It almost catches its breath, if you will. So there's always something to be said for those moments within stretches. I've always said that stretching is my favorite part of exercise anyway. There are days when that's all I'll do is stretch. I feel like all day long. I'll walk around and I'll stretch my hands. I'll pull my fingers. I like to drop my shoulders and round and pull down and away, because it just takes this tension out. It releases. You can feel it kind of just go. There's a sensation that I cannot describe to you if you don't know what I'm saying. Okay. So if you've ever felt like the air go, or saw the air go out of like a floaty, like you swim in a pool, if you've seen that kind of just go like that and just sag, and that's kind of what your whole body will do. If you can feel that, self myofascial always helps too, like my jaw, like pressing and getting it to almost have a soreness to it, and then when you release it, it just goes, oh, thank you, I needed that. So that is always in my mind, things that help me to take my head away from the negativity and the sadness and any kind of frustration, anger, angst, anxiety, whatever you want to call it, pissed offedness, all that stuff plays a very vital role. So remember kind of these steps. Tell me how you process what you go through to help self-care. And I would be interested to hear. I love a good, spa day, but I'm not one to go and spend money to make myself feel better. And I'm not saying that's what the spa does. The spa is something completely different, and I would, hell yes, go spend money there like every day if I could afford it. But I'm saying I wouldn't just go buy a dress, because trying stuff on does not make me feel better. So shoes maybe, but that's about it. I think that's about it, guys. I think I've covered everything, right? Don't forget about the challenges. My end of year is coming, guys. End of August will be the end of year 4. And sometime around the beginning of September, I'll start I can't believe it. I'm just so proud of myself for continuing this journey. It really has helped me tremendously. So, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in and watching me make a fool out of myself. And, yeah. So, I think that about wraps it up. Hopefully Magnus loves them. I will let you know. I put them back in, so we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for them to completely cool. But hopefully Peyton will be back, and she'll help me take a video of him trying one. So fingers crossed they're delicious. Otherwise, everybody who has a dog is getting some treats. Okay, guys. Well, I just want to say I want you to have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching.